I've had this conversation, the following conversation. I've had this conversation with my dad more often than I'd like recently with all the turnover in Texas sports, along with, other teams that I follow, Arsenal, the Cubs, things like that. And I understand that I have a somewhat unique perspective and that I grew up around major athletics inside the program. I grew up in Belmont Hall. I grew up inside the programs, and I got to see a really hands-on day-to-day idea of what this stuff is like. But and I understand that most fans don't get that, but I can't wrap my head around. My dad and I, we just have this conversation all the time how fucking unbelievably unrealistic fans are, and beyond that, just ignorant, just absolutely mind-blowingly naive and ignorant and just kind of stupid and lacking common sense when it comes to turning around a major program. Basically, most fans apparently think that being a coach is like, oh, okay, here's Steve Sarkisian's job. Well, we have practice during the week, and then we have a game on Saturday, and that's his job. And, if the last coach couldn't win, well, we'll fire him, and then we'll bring in this new coach, and we'll expect him to turn the whole fucking thing around literally the next year, right? Never mind that maybe that last coach and his entire staff weren't necessarily creating great college football players or great Premier League players or whatever the sport may be. Never mind that the players they're leaving behind might be shitty and underperforming with crappy work ethics. Maybe the players they're leaving behind aren't at the level that we would need our roster to be at, you know? And maybe a coach's job is a hell of a lot more than just practice during the week and then a game 10 or 11 Saturdays a year. Maybe a head coach is in charge of literally more than 100 other people, from his coaches to his players, his quality control staff, his secretary, the film guy, trainers, student assistants. And he's got to be in control of recruiting, all right? He's got to be in control of his players' fucking grades, their study halls, their little fat girlfriends, their social lives. You guys have no idea, apparently, how many football players have run-ins with the law that you never hear about because some head coach who never sleeps and works 80, 90 hours a week is on top of it. And you guys expect these people to come into a program, again, whether it's Arsenal, the Chicago Cubs, the Texas Longhorns, you expect them to come in with the fucking scraps that are left behind from this bombed out and depleted roster, from a program that knows nothing about winning, that has no leadership, all right, that has no proven studs. You expect them to come in and turn it around year fucking one. Hello? What in your entire life that you've ever witnessed makes you think that that's how it works? It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely mind-boggling. If you're going to bring in a new coach and you're going to pay this coach millions of dollars, you need to fully support this coach and give that coach all of the time and resources and help that coach needs to get rid of the fucking deadwood, to get rid of the toxic players, to get rid of the guys who for the last several years have not been cutting it, to bring in their own players. That's several recruiting cycles. That's several transfer portal cycles to get used to the new league that they're in. To get to year one is getting your feet wet. Year one is fucking nothing. The idea that people freak out and turn gray and pull their hair out and gnash their teeth and go crazy online over year one results is fucking mind-boggling to me. What on earth do you expect? Hello. This Rome was not built in a day, people. This shit takes time. And there's trial and error. You have to give these people. Look at the players we have. Was Urban Meyer or Nick Saban gonna? What do you think Nick Saban would have done with this fucking roster we had this year, with no O-line and the worst tackling defense I've ever seen, and a terrible secondary? When you have two QBs, you have no QBs, right? We have a situation like that. What are you people expecting year one? I'm baffled. I'm miffed. I'm flummoxed. I'm beside myself. I cannot wrap my head around the way you guys think. Hello. This is going to take time. We do not know if Steve Sarkisian is the man or not. And yet so many people, everyone here has a strong opinion on him one way or another. The amount of people who think he needs to be fired, you guys should take a break. You guys should take a 1 or 2 year break from posting your thoughts online. Because that's just such an idiotic take. I don't even want to address it anymore, right? And, the people who, there's no one who's, I don't think anymore, who's really like gung-ho about Steve Sarkisian, but there were people who were gung-ho about Charlie. There were people who were gung-ho about Tom Herman. There were people who were all gung-ho about Sark when we got him. You guys as well. Take a wait and see approach. Again, this is all really obvious stuff. It's disturbing to me that sports fans, by and large, don't understand this. Take a wait and see approach. Give the guy a chance. It's an entire football program. He's in charge of hundreds of people. He works twice as much as you do. This is an 80, 90, 100 hour a week job that entails so much more than you guys are acting like it does. And yeah, as stupid as this guy was for saying this, winning, it actually is hard. Building a championship, you guys got to understand, and I'll try and wrap this up here because I can go on forever. You guys got to understand that winning is the last fucking thing that happens. Winning football games is the last piece of the puzzle. It's building a foundation. It's building a program. It's building an identity, brick by brick, piece by piece, and that takes a long time. You've got to trim the fat. You've got to bring in high-level players, give them high-level coaching, and foster an atmosphere of high-level competition day in and day out if you want to create a championship program and atmosphere. And you got to get guys who are taking class seriously. You got to get guys who are taking meetings seriously. You've got to essentially get 85 scholarship teenagers and 20-year-olds to behave like professional adults day in, day out, from 5:30 in the morning until they're passing out at 8 or 9 at night, every single day. And you got to get all of them to do it and all of them to buy in, and you still have to coach them up, and you still have to do your job in practice and on Saturdays during the games. But winning the games, that's the last thing that comes, okay? You build the championship program brick by brick, day by day, and it does not happen overnight. Hello.